So good afternoon, everyone. I am Principal Edwards, and I have the pleasure of welcoming you all to our hybrid learning orientation for parents. We have quite a bit of important information to share with you as you and your children begin to prepare for transitioning back to school for hybrid learning. And so I think, Mr. Kimball, are you going to put the slides on the screen for us?
Yes, give me just a moment.
Thank you. But it is so good to see everybody, and we are very excited to welcome you back into Waverly. Thank you. So again, welcome back. This is meant to be a very informative session to highlight some safety protocols and procedures expected for hybrid learning. As a reminder, please mute your microphones. We are actually recording this session today so that those parents that are not able to join in will have access, as well as you will have access to this information at a later time should you need to review anything. The meeting is being recorded. If you have any questions during this presentation, we ask that you please use the chat feature so that we don't have too many interruptions, but we will try our best to answer all questions today. And if not, we may reach out or send out some updates. And then there is an opportunity for question and answer at the end. If you are calling into this meeting, you can email Mr. Kimball Jones, our Dean of Engagement and Student of Support, at jeremiah.kimball@clevelandmetroschools.org, and he will respond to you pretty quickly. All right. So just some priorities, meaning the health, safety, and well-being of our scholars and staff is obviously a very high top priority for us. We want to exemplify excellence in learning and teaching, still feel the joy and align to our coherent and unified core curriculum. Supporting scholars, staff, and families as we all adapt to this new method and rhythms of learning and teaching. This is new for all of us. And so we are all going to adapt together, ensuring operational efficiency across the organization to encourage flexibility and financial health. So that's when we talk about operations, our building procedures, and those sorts of things. And then, of course, partnering with community organizations and leveraging our local assets to be more fully and equitably supporting our scholars and families. So those are our priorities. You can also visit clevelandmetroschools.org/hybrid for more details and information regarding health and safety protocols. And I would just encourage you to continue to use our clevelandmetroschools.org website for additional important information as just kind of a regular routine. All right, so when we talk about our transition to hybrid learning, there are three different types of learning that's taking place. We have the hybrid in person, which is including in person and remote. Then we have remote only, and then we have the virtual academy. So when we talk about hybrid in person and remote, that enables students and teachers to physically be present in a classroom for 2 days each week, or 4 days, depending on for preschool and special populations of students that are assigned to that specifically, with remote instruction and or independent learning on the other days to complete assignment. So there is exactly what hybrid is. It is both in person and still remote learning. And so then the other option is, the remote learning, which enables students who wish to continue with their current method of remote learning instruction. And this is for families who prefer to keep their children at home 5 days each week. All right. Then there's the option of virtual academy, which is online only learning, a model for students and families who prefer independence from a structured schedule, the flexibility to access pre-recorded lessons and teacher support when needed to complete assignments, etc. All right, so we're going to go over quite a bit of information And thank you. All right, so opt-out information. Families who want to remain in remote learning can do so by calling that number that is on the screen, 216-838-3675, to speak with an enrollment specialist. And so just a reminder that the deadline to opt out is March 19th. All right. You can also use the link on the district's hybrid page to complete that request to opt out. All right, so then we're going to get into phasing in students to the hybrid model. So there are 3 phases. Phase 1, beginning the week of March 8th, which is this week, we have our special needs students assigned to self-contained special education classrooms in grades K to 8th. Students placed in self-contained functional and life skills classes in grades 9 and 12, and select other students noted below that are there on the screen. So then we have our phase 2, which begins beginning of next week, March 15th, for all groups listed in phase 1, plus our pre-K students in grades K to 2, and then our high school students in grades 9 and 12, should you have any students in those grades. Then our phase 3 is beginning the week of March 22nd, all of the groups listed in phase 1 and 2, plus that is when students in grades 3 through 8 will begin to phase in, as well as high school students in grades 10 and 11. Just want to remind you of some important contacts. You can contact me, the school principal, summer.edwards@clevelandmetroschools.org. You can email me directly. You can contact me via the school main office. My office phone number is listed there on the screen. We also have Tina Hardaway as our assistant principal for Waverly, and Jeremiah Kimball Jones as our Dean of Engagement and Student Support. There are some other important numbers for you listed on the screen. Hopefully you are familiar with the 216-838-WELL, which is 9355. It's a COVID-19 hotline. Should you talk to someone and get information regarding COVID-19. And then we also have the rapid response hotline for social and emotional supports, IT, which is technology, computer support, our multicultural, multilingual support, school choice enrollment hotline, the family and community engagement, special education office, Project ACT, homeless support, and then any other district related supports. You can contact the district main office, main line 838-0000. And then there's some community resources there for you as well. And all right, so then when we get into updating contact information, it is important, extremely important, when students return back to the building, that we have accurate information so that we can contact you should we need to. Please update your contact information if it has changed or we do not have the correct number or email address. We need to be able to communicate with you. It is really, really, really important. All right, so then school hours and visitation procedure. So we will be operating on our regular school hours pre-COVID, which is 9:10 to 3:40. Breakfast will begin at 8:50. Obviously, for just to increase, our safety protocols and ensure everyone's safe, we ask that you make appointments prior to visiting. Visitors will complete a COVID-19 health screening, as well as have your temperature check prior to entering the building. And then, of course, we will have all visitors adhere to the social distancing guidelines. All visitors must also wear a face mask. If you do not have a mask, one will be provided. All right. Is that the next one? Okay. Thank you. So then for the safety of everyone, parents, guardians, visitors, volunteers are not allowed inside the building or classrooms during the school day, except for those scheduled appointments or meal pickups of things of that nature. And the reason for that is so that we can keep everyone safe. We really need everyone, staff, students, and families to work together to help keep our schools safe. All right. So arrival and dismissal. Again, our school hours are there for you on the screen. Arrival. Everyone will enter through the front doors. When you're facing the building, it'll be on the left-hand side, that door. And that is pretty standard or in alignment with our previous entry procedures. But now everyone will be required to complete a temperature check upon entering the building. There will be a grab and go breakfast for students. Then they will go directly to designated classrooms using specific traffic patterns for safety. And then our pre-K parents will drop off also at that main entryway. And we have staff that are designated to pick those students up. And then there'll be more information to come for pre-K. So then for dismissal, everyone will dismiss from our back door parking lot exit. We will have a staggered dismissal by grade level. And that is, again, so we don't have everyone exiting the building at one time, just to ensure safety. So our pre-K to 2 grades will dismiss at 3:20. 3 through 5 will dismiss at 3:30. And then our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade scholars will dismiss at 3:40. And again, just, we will share this information multiple times so that you have it, but we wanted to, just get you all prepared for coming back. So please do note the staggered dismissal times. All right. Getting ready for school. We ask that parents and caregivers check your child's health at home each morning prior to coming to school. Students should stay home if they have any of these symptoms. Again, students should stay home if they have any of these symptoms. A fever of 100 over 100.4, cough, headache, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, fatigue, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, muscle or body aches. Okay, so please make sure you check to make sure your child doesn't have any of those things prior to sending them to school. All right, students will wear, getting ready for school, students will wear their clean cloth face covering to school and wear it throughout the day. We as a school will provide those face masks for all students and face shields for pre-K and kindergarten students, as well as our special population students. Additional face masks will be provided for students who need them. And then students in grades 1 through 12 have been given a backpack that they will receive upon their return to school and should bring their fully charged laptop/devices every day. I'm going to emphasize fully charged laptop because we do need them to come to school with that device already charged. That's kind of, how we prepare for the day, because we don't have too many outlets and things of that nature for students to take time to do that. So that's just kind of part of being prepared for the school day. And so I know this question was lifted earlier in the chat. I believe I saw it about uniforms. Uniforms are not required. However, students must still wear school appropriate clothing. And if students do have uniforms, they are able to wear those as well, whatever is most convenient for you. But the clothing still must be school appropriate. All right. Mr. Kimball, are you going to talk about schedules?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Mr. Kimball. Oh, sorry, I want to see my face here. So, all right. Hi, everyone. I'm Mr. Kimball. I'm the Dean of Engagement and Student Support here at Waverly. So for hybrid learning schedules, students will be in school for 2 or 4 days per week, depending on their assignment. Most students will attend school 2 days per week. Only preschool and special education populations of students will attend for that 4 day period. Right? So only preschool and the special education population of students will attend for that 4 day period again. Students will be in remote learning or independent study on the other days. So if you have that 2 day, that Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you'll be in remote learning at home, or if you are in another location, you'll be there. If you have that Thursday or Friday, that means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you will be at home or any other location outside of the school building. And then on Wednesdays is still asynchronous days. So Wednesdays, students will not be attending class, but they will still be um, doing the remote learning, homework type things, and independent studies. So parents may request to change their child's assigned days by calling the Office of School Choice and Enrollment at 216-838-3675. There were some questions revolving this hybrid learning schedule. So parents that had those questions, please reach out to the enrollment office until even be able to communicate with us the information that you find out as well, so that we can all make sure that everything is taken care of for your student. Right. So here's a sample student schedule, and I'll give you just a couple seconds to look at it. If you look at the top, it says hybrid pre-K. So we are pre-K 8 building. This is a combination of in-person and remote learning as health and safety levels improve. Classes have been divided. Someone asked about if they can change days. Um, just keep in mind that classes have been divided to ensure that each classroom is at a safe capacity. So, and we'll talk about that capacity level later down the PowerPoint. But so select students with disabilities in self-contained classrooms. You can see that on the left-hand side. Then pre-K, they're full day and half day programs, which you should have been assigned or received some information regarding if it's full day or half day programs. Then there's a cohort A and a cohort B. So students that are in that K8, they cohort A or in that cohort B, that has been divided as well. As you can see on Wednesdays, if you go across the line of the days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. At Wednesday, there's a subset of students with critical needs, MD, autism units, etc. They report on Wednesdays for additional support, uh, but remote learning and planning and professional development does take part in that day as well, which is for remote learning.
Can I just interject for 1 second? So when we talk about students coming on Wednesday, that's a possibility. That is not necessarily the case. Also, I just want to point out that the cohorts that were assigned to students, the cohorts that were assigned to students cannot be changed. So if your child was given cohort A, and everybody should receive those assignments. If you are still unsure, please contact our school main office. But if your child is supposed to come in person, say Monday, Tuesday, they cannot change that unless it has been approved by the district. And we will be making sure that students only come on those assigned days. Just to make sure that we stay within capacity of classrooms and things of that nature for safety. But we need you to adhere to the days that your child was assigned to come in person. Thank you.
Yes, that's very important. Thank you, Ms. Evers. So we're going to move past the hybrid learning schedule for high school, as it doesn't apply to us. So for healthy and safety, CMSD continues to follow recommendations of medical and health experts. Of course, the CDC is our health and safety entity. Temperature checkpoints and hand sanitizing stations are in place at all school buildings. throughout our building, there are many hand sanitizer stations and points of access and exit where students may be, so that we can ensure that they're being taken care of. Social distancing, defined as 6 feet between people, will be maintained at all times. So again, social distancing defined as 6 feet between people will be maintained at all times. There is signage throughout the building that does encourage the 6 feet distance between people and each other. There's also arrows that are 6 feet in distance. If you count the squares, you'll be 6 feet in distance as well. So this is to be maintained at all times. Capacity on buses and in classrooms is limited to ensure fewer students are using the space at the same time. And I'm sorry, I just want to move this so I can be able to see my screen. So capacity on buses and classrooms is limited to ensure fewer students are using the space at the same time. Classrooms and other areas of the school and buses will be cleaned and sanitized regularly between use. What students can expect: high quality instruction aligned to content, curriculum, and method of delivery, one-to-one technology, so students are required to bring laptops and chargers, prepackaged meals to reduce food service lines. So breakfast and lunch will be grab and go. You'll get this information as well in the PowerPoint shortly. Eating breakfast and lunch in classrooms to avoid large gatherings in the cafeteria. Monitoring by school nurse or health aide when exhibiting symptoms until picked up from school. So that is the uh, COVID care service center that we have in our building now with our nurse. Access to a designated care clinic while waiting to be picked up. Students should stay home for a full 24 hours after the fever or symptoms subside. More information, maybe Miss, I do have our Nurse Hale on the line. She is here. I'm not sure if she wants to jump in on this before I move on. Nurse Hale, she is here. Okay. So if you have, if so, to access to our COVID-19 hotline for any questions or concerns, you can contact 216-838-WELL. That is 216-838-9355. Okay. So what families can expect? So social distancing when their child is on a school bus or in a classroom during breakfast, lunch, recess, and other times in school facilities. Altered school and bus schedules due to decreased capacity, and required face coverings for students and parents in accordance with state and local guidance. So a limited number will be provided to each student. For face coverings, I'm not sure. I believe that we're doing two for each student. Parents, caregivers, visitors will be provided a mask as needed. So parents, when entering, the parents will not be able to enter the building, and we will discuss this again just a moment. But parents will not be able to enter the building. The pre-K will be given their information about how to safely do the drop-offs of their students and their children. So just more information is coming. Please hold on. So there's two-way communication. So you can expect two-way communication: phone calls, text messages, virtual meetings. We send lots of emails, lots of text messages. We've been trying to be pretty good on this, about being on top of communicating and over communicating if needed, so that everyone's on the same page. So if you haven't updated your phone number or you're not receiving the information, please contact our main office at 838-7550 so that you can update your contact information, phone number, email, address, so that you can get this information. The newsletter has been updated. It's once a month, along with other information that is posted on our website and our social media. We're pretty good at trying to communicate that with you guys, trying to keep that updated for you guys. So just continue to follow us and continue to stay posted on that as well. Virtual family engagement activities. We have some activities coming up. Each month we do a virtual SPO meeting, which also includes our Leader in Me parent workshop, where parents and families learn ways to engage their scholar at home in meaningful activities and learning opportunities at home. So continue to support us in that and join us for that as well. Virtual phone parent teacher conferences and access to our COVID hotline again. If you have any questions about COVID-19 or how we're handling that, you can contact the number at 216-838-WELL, which is 9355. So school supplies and materials. In the beginning of the year, students were given school supply kits or packets. If you're new to the building or you haven't had the opportunity to pick up your school supply kit or packet, advantageous for you to get that. It has headphones, markers, notepads. It has a whole kit. I actually have one in front of me. So here's the kit. And in the kit, it has scissors, crayons, glue, markers, pencils, headphones, folders, looks like loose leaf paper, and a binder, maybe. I don't know. That looks like a binder. So yeah, so this is
Mr. Kimball, you're not available to be seen on the screen because you're sharing the PowerPoint.
I thought I was looking at, I thought I could see myself.
Oh, I can't see you. I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? I apologize. I had to scroll over to you. Okay. So they would have to like scroll over and make sure that they see you.
Okay, but yeah, this is what the packet looks like. If you every student received one of these. If you have not picked it up, please come and get it. Students' names were checked off, so if you're going to try to get another one, it's not going to happen. So your name was already checked off. But if you haven't gotten this, come and get it. Okay.
The kits are also varying by grade level, so they don't all have the same contents in them per se. But there is a kit per grade level. Grade bands.
So parents and caregivers will need to ensure that students come to school daily with their masks, laptop, and charger cord. Okay. So mask, laptop, and charger cord. All right, so we're going to do something like a warning. If it happens like the first time, then the second time we're going to have that conversation with the parent, and because we want to make sure that your child is going to be here in school and they're going to be able to get the education that they need. Okay, so make sure they come to school each day with a mask, laptop, and a charger cord. Each student will receive a book bag, and in a book bag they'll have sanitizer, masks. How you doing? Sanitizer, mask, and water bottles will be supplied by CMSD. So inside that book bag, again, it will be sanitizer, masks, and water bottles. This is what the masks will look like. And hopefully everybody can see me. So this is what the mask will look like, and it has CMSD on it. And yeah, so if you want to use another mask, I'm pretty sure you can. You can use, I was looking for my other, okay, maybe I don't have it. I thought I had it. Oh, here it is. All right, so this is the other mask. If you have these, you can use these as well. But just nothing inappropriate. I know that there are some masks out there that have some inappropriate things on them, but just make sure that it's appropriate for school. All right. So supporting your scholars, hybrid learning, get back into the routine of going back to school in person, i.e. like making your bed, grooming, dressing for school, etc. Just like a normal school day. So school uniforms are not required, but scholars should wear school appropriate clothing during hybrid and remote learning. Create a schedule with your child and make a commitment to stick with it. Structure and routine can greatly help your child, from falling behind with assignments. So, after students are done with their remote learning currently, after students are done with their remote learning, you want to double check with your child and make sure they don't have missing assignments, or if they have homework that's assigned, you want to make sure that they get it done before they leave the computer or before they leave that workstation, because then they'll tend to fall behind. And I'm pretty sure the teachers are communicating with you guys about what your child is missing and how they're doing currently. So discuss your family's schedule and identify the best times for learning and instruction, as well as family-oriented physical activity, such as walks outside, etc. Use a family calendar or other visuals to keep track of in-person and remote days, deadlines, and assignments. And Schoology is a great way to use that calendar. Um, Parents, you have access to Schoology as well. Your child has access to Schoology. You can use the calendar and all of the information in there to keep up with the school and with the child. So supporting your scholar's social emotional wellness, watch for behavior changes in your child, like excessive crying or irritation, excessive worry or sadness, unhealthy eating or sleeping habits, and difficulty concentrating, which can be signs that your child is struggling with stress and anxiety, or maybe other underlying issues that we may not be that you or us may not be aware of. Ask how your child is feeling to communicate that what they may be feeling is normal, especially around the time now where we're going through a pandemic and quarantining and COVID, and students aren't engaging with other students currently at this moment. Um, and we're hoping to safely do that here in our building. And identify those opportunities for your child to be physically active, not just in school, but at home as well.
I just
Go ahead. Someone's talking.
Oh, I was talking on mute. The
Okay.
other thing in mind is that while students are excited to return, there are still a lot of safety guidelines and procedures we have to adhere to. So if they're thinking they're going to return and it's going to be like they get to congregate in large groups and things of that nature, we still have to keep the 6 feet social distancing in place. So just kind of remind them of that and having that conversation, because I think we don't want kids to come back to school and think it as though it was before, pre-COVID. So we want to make sure that they still understand we still have to adhere to all of those safety guidelines. So thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Edwards, for saying that, because you want to keep those boundaries, and we want to make sure that everyone is safe coming into this building and going home. Our staff has families. You guys, clearly are families. We just want everyone to be safe here at our Waverly family. So have that conversation that school is going to be a safe place. We're encouraging a safe place. But we want everyone to be healthy, and we want to do the right thing. So come here, do what you're supposed to do, and let's leave here safely, okay? As one. So when we talk about supporting your scholar's social emotional wellness, you can see that there is a flyer on this slide here. It is called The Masks We Wear. It's a family workshop where we identify hidden feelings and emotions and discover healthy ways to express them. So this program will actually take place Tuesday, March 23rd from 6 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. via Zoom, and you must register to attend. There are some things that come with registering. So once you register, you'll receive some items, some items, and then some other supports. So if you are going to attend, you can find this information on our school website. The registration link is on our website, and it is on our in Schoology. It is in Schoology and on your child's Schoology as well. So if you have any questions about attending, and Seesaw, thank you, and Seesaw as well. So you can find this information there, Seesaw, Schoology, and our school website. I believe it was sent directly to you in a text message as well. But yeah, you can find it, register, and once you've registered, I'm sorry. Our school nurse said that she apologized. She wanted to say something, but her microphone was not working. She just messaged me. So nonetheless, we can find her in our building. If we need to leave a message, we can. But yeah, so attend the Mask We Wear, great family workshop, great organization that's going to host this for us and support this for us. So we need you guys to support it as well. Okay. So for meal distribution for breakfast, breakfast will be served on grab and go style, as we said earlier, at tables situated at the end of the security checkpoint at the building entrance. That's a mouthful. So breakfast will be served grab and go style. They're going to come in through the security checkpoint at the entrance of our building. After they come in through the entrance, they're going to grab their breakfast and they're going to go to their classrooms. So students will take their breakfast bags to their classrooms, eat their breakfast there or any other place that the team has decided to designate. Um, so again, discuss this with your child as well. That okay, you're going to go straight here. All right. We're not going to stop and see such and so. We're not going to stop and see Miss Lieutenant. We're not going to stop and say hi to everybody right now. We want to just make sure we're trying to run a healthy and safety place. So make sure that your child makes it straight to their classroom. That's where we want them to be.
Yeah. Can I just interject one more time?
Yes.
Just want to emphasize that students will not be eating inside our cafeteria. And
Mhm.
that's across the district. So students will not eat in the cafeteria.
Thank you. So for lunch, students will walk to the cafeteria at a time to pick up their lunches. Again, students will walk to the cafeteria at a time to pick up their lunches. They're going to enter there. They're going to walk through. They're going to pick up their grab and go lunches at a 6 foot social distancing protocol, and then they're going to go to their classrooms and they're going to eat lunch again there. Okay. For transportation, there were some transportation questions. So if you have transportation questions, the phone number is at the bottom. It is 216-838-4287. 216-838-4287. So students that utilize the RTA for transportation will be provided their bus pass card on the first day of hybrid learning. So if students that catch the RTA or use the RTA, if their start date is Monday, then they'll get their RTA pass that day. If if it's Monday or Tuesday, then if it's Monday, Tuesday, then they'll get it Monday or Tuesday when they arrive. If it's Thursday, Friday, they'll get it on that Thursday or that Friday when they arrive to the building. Students will not need to come looking for their RTA pass. Their RTA pass will be taken right to their classroom, delivered right to their hand, and they will have to sign off on it that they received it. Okay. So they won't have to walk the hallways trying to find Mr. Kimball or trying to find Miss Leahy or asking questions about the RTA pass. We will ensure that your scholar gets their transportation card before the day is over. Okay. And again, that number is 216-838-4287. All right. Trying to get you guys through this. So supports and resources at our school. We have Beachbrook Counseling Services. They're really good at mentoring and guiding and talking with our students and engaging with them both inside and outside the classroom. So if you're interested or you feel that Beachbrook Counseling Services will be beneficial to you and your child, please let us know and we will reach out to Beachbrook Services to make sure that you guys get the support that you need. Our SEL lunch bunch, social SEL is social emotional learning. Social emotional learning. Social emotional learning is a great way for students to learn how to identify their feelings and how to engage in better. How do I say this? Engage in better communication, communication and interactive,
So sure.
interactive learning and engagement. But the lunch bunch portion of it, students are on our remote learning line. Students are in lunch bunch. They're having fun with tic tac toe and bingo, and they're doing show and tell. They're reading books. Maybe about 2 weeks ago, we was learning magic tricks with a quarter. So it's a great way to engage with your scholar during their lunchtime, if they have downtime instead of watching YouTube or, whatever you choose to do at lunch. Again, our SPO, our school parent organization, each year, as long as as long as we've been a part of the Waverly family, we've had a grade from our family and community engagement in our school parent organization meetings, information, utilization, attendance. So please support our SPO. And then again, the Leader in Me family workshops. If you need any information regarding these supports and resources, please reach out to me, Jeremiah Kimball Jones, the Dean of Engagement and Student Support. You can, my office number is 216-838-7572. 216-838-7572. The other name under there is Jalua Barksdale. That's Miss Barksdale. She's our Planning Center instructional aide. Her contact number is not directly to her office, but we can always leave a message for her as well. That's 216-838-7550, and you can be transferred to Ms. Barksdale. All right. So if you have questions or you need answers, all of our admin contacts are here. So Miss Edwards, Miss Edwards, contact Summer Edwards at clevelandmetroschools.org. Our assistant principal, I'm sorry, I'm reading, I'm looking at it. Our assistant principal, Miss Tina Hardaway, at clevelandmetroschools.org. And then myself, Jeremiah Kimball at clevelandmetroschools.org.
And I know that this was a lot of information. Thank you, Mr. Kimball, and thank you, parents, for joining us this afternoon. And thank you, staff as well, and students, because this is a lot of information, but it's important information that we shared with you prior to opening up back our school doors. At this time, if you have any questions, you can place them in the chat. We have done our best to try to answer those questions as they have been inserted. I see Ms. Hardaway responded to some, I've responded to some. But if there are any additional questions or clarification needed about anything that was presented today, please enter it into the chat now, or you can always contact the school office at 216-838-7550 to speak to myself. Our secretary is also pretty resourceful, Ms. Lady, and our administrators. So there is a question now. When can we find out which teacher our child will have? I believe Ms. Hardaway did respond. Ms. Hardaway, did you want to say anything about that? Okay.
I'm sorry. I got it. I just said that it's being finalized and people will know as soon as possible, because some people are talking about remote, which may or may not be a different teacher. That's being finalized, and definitely as soon as everything's finalized, we'll get that information out to you as soon as possible.
Yes.
Thank you.
And again, you may again want to repeat that virtual learning and remote learning are two different entities that stated so far.
So remote learning is what we've been doing since the beginning of the school year. That's what's considered remote learning. If you're considering a virtual academy, it is like transferring to a different school, and it is like an online school, which is very different from what we've been doing since September. But that is an option that the district is offering. So just be clear that virtual academy is not the same as what we've been doing since September. Yes. And virtual academy gives you a little bit more flexibility in when you get your assignments done. So you may have your assignments, you may not have to be on at 8:30 in the morning until 3, but gives you more flexibility with all the assignments and whoever that teacher is for that particular virtual school.
Okay.
If you have more information about Virtual Academy, I definitely suggest that you call the number for school. What's it called?
School
Uh,
choice
school
and
choice.
school choice
School
and
choice and school
Enrollment.
choice and enrollment. Call that number. That's they asked us to refer people to them if they had an interest in the Virtual Academy.
Yes.
Kimball,
Thank
could you
so
drop
much.
the school choice and enrollment office number into the chat just again so everybody has it available? Thank you, Ms. Hardaway. There's a question around, will this Zoom meeting be on our school page so that others who weren't able to attend can see it? And so I did lift that earlier. This meeting was recorded and it will be available. Mr. Kimball, will it be on our school website?
Yes, it will be on our school website. I'm going to give it some upload time, so it'll be probably about 9 o'clock tonight.
Sometime tonight, but definitely by tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. There's a question in the chat around how do I sign?
So can I just say, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Oh, so someone is asking. I'm sorry. Someone is asking about how do they sign their child up for hybrid. Okay, so every student is assigned to hybrid school. The only way they're not is if you are filling out the form that says you are opting out of hybrid. And if you are opting out, that just means that you want to continue remote, which is what you've been doing since September. So as of right now, we assume that all kids are showing up for hybrid unless we receive the opt-out form.
And what I will do is I will put the opt-out information in the chat. So if you are using a cell phone, you may want to look at the three bubbles, the three dots for more and get the hybrid. I'm sorry, I'm reading and talking. So if you may want to click that three bubbles, and then the opt-out link is going to be here. And then also the school choice and enrollment phone number is going to be here as well. So I'm going to do this really quickly. Give me just a moment.
Okay, I'm going to continue to go through.
Okay, so there's a question.
There's a question around students who are special education. Do they have 4 days in school? And so again, you should have received assignments. It's based upon not just if they're special ed or not. It depends on their specific needs according to a certain criteria. So you want to go off of the assignments that you were given. And if there's any questions around that, please call our school main office, 216-838-7550, to get that clarification. Okay. My daughter does not know where her classroom is. So is there a way I can walk her there day one or bring her this week to show her? So again, no, no one knows where their classroom is yet, because we're all coming back and starting this together. And so we did share this earlier about visitors. We are not able to allow visitors throughout the building, but we will have quite a bit of staff on hand as we transition back into hybrid learning that will assist students. We're not going to let kids just come through the door and say, find your classroom on your own. That's not how we do things at the beginning of any school year, and especially during this transition to hybrid. So we will have staff that will be there to assist and direct students to their classrooms. We won't have any students that are getting lost or anything like that. Let's see. Is the hybrid 2-day schedule for the rest of the school year? So right now the decision was to be hybrid, and our CEO has, I'm sorry, I got a message. I believe the CEO has just said we're in hybrid learning. I'm not sure if it's to the end of the school year. But he's the one to give guidance around that. Let's see. Thank you for dropping the school choice and enrollment number into the chat, Mr. Kimball.
You're welcome.
So first grade goes back to regular class next week. Again, our just to maybe if you can post those let's see those times on the screen again. But for our phase in for K, yeah, for next week, yes. But again, according to their cohort. So that doesn't mean on Monday, like, because, you know, all first graders are showing up on Monday. It really depends on which cohort they're assigned to, because they may come in person on Thursday, Friday. But yes, with the phase in, phase two would be our first graders. So yes, for in person, but make sure you have the assigned days and they go on those days that they're assigned. You are welcome. Okay. Jason asks, is there a spring break? I had to laugh at that because I didn't even think about that being taken away, Jason. Yes, there's still a spring break. So hopefully that makes you happy. I'm not sure. Let's see. All right, Mr. Kimball, you dropped something else into the chat. What is that?
Yeah. So what I dropped in the chat, the last thing I dropped was that's all of the hybrid learning information. It has the start dates, the schedule, everything that we kind of went through. But instead of it being on our Waverly website, it is on the CMSD's website. So this information is directly from the CMSD's website. It has everything that you're asking for. Some people are asking questions about. I seen something on there about when does a regular schedule start? When does regular class? You know, does first grade start next week? Yes, pre-K2 starts next week, whether their assignment is for Monday or Tuesday or Thursday or Friday, but it definitely starts next week. And then the following week, the week of the 22nd, 3 through 8 follows up after grades 3 through 8 follows up March 22nd. So yeah, whether that assignment is Monday or Tuesday or Thursday or Friday, please follow that schedule. If students are coming on days that they're not supposed to be here, you will have to turn around and pick them back up. So just keep that in mind.
All right. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. Thank you for your support. This has definitely been a year like no other. But we are definitely happy to see, you know, familiar faces and get back into a new routine of at least seeing each other. And so, again, I do thank you for choosing Waverly School. I say that each month in our Waverly newsletter. We appreciate you being part of our Waverly School family, and we look forward to seeing all of your beautiful children who are returning with us either virtually or in this space next week with a special population starting on Friday. All right. But this does conclude our orientation. Again, please reach out if you have any questions. We are definitely here to assist and answer those for you as best that we can. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the sun outside. It's a beautiful day. Take care, everyone.
Take care. See you, everybody. Have a good one.
Anastasia. Bye, Anna.
Bye, Anastasia.
Bye, Anastasia. Bye, Jason. Bye, Kaden.
Yeah, you guys can stay on until everyone's gone.
Oh, did you you're still recording, Mr. Kimball?
Yeah. Yeah, just stay on until everyone's gone.
Miss Hardaway is not here. She got off. And you're still it's still recording.